Another wonderful question that arises: how can I quickly and effectively purge my subconsciousness of all undigested thoughts, feelings, impressions, and experiences? And this comes up because those are usually the concepts, the notions, the ideas that keep us from understanding what we truly are, the bigger picture of ourselves. So the question, how can I quickly and effectively purge my subconscious of all undigested thoughts, feelings, impressions, and experiences? Short answer to that is you can't. And that's because it's a process. If that were possible and someone could teach you how to do that, I'm sure we would know about it. If people talk about it, we'll pay attention to the people that try to do it and see if it seems like it actually works. How do I live so that I can thoroughly process and digest experiences so that indigestion never occurs, so that spiritual indigestion never occurs? And I'm assuming this person is writing based on the book I wrote, A Course in Tranquility, where there are various meditation procedures discussed, and one of them does deal with digesting past experiences. The only way that you can thoroughly process and digest experiences so that indigestion never occurs is, number one, get very good at meditation and self-awareness. Number two, stop doing things that disturb your consciousness, that distract your consciousness. Just stop doing it. If there are people in your life or situations in your life which are difficult for you and cause you to have to rehash things and think about things and just keep replaying things over and over, you got to get those out. You got to find a way to stop having them become so influential for you. It's the same way when it comes to how do you stop indigestion. Physical indigestion. Well, you stop eating the things that give you indigestion, and then you do what it takes to strengthen your digestion so that you can eat anything that you want. And that's part of the whole process of this, is that you're learning, just as you would when it comes to health, you're learning to purge those things which cause you problems, and then once they're gone, you're learning to strengthen your mind, body, and consciousness such that you don't have to be you don't have to have these kinds of problems anymore. Or at least you don't have to be affected by these problems anymore. And that's not to say that as long as you're in a human body, you're not going to have things to deal with. That's going to be the case. An easy example, recently I was driving down the road with a friend in the car, and we hit a patch of ice. And the ice just kept going. We were sliding for 5 feet. And I just kept driving as best I could. And I said, well, this doesn't seem very good. And then the person beside me said, you're awful calm. And what else was I going to do? Freaking out's not going to help me in this situation. So I've learned that I need to do my best to handle the situation, but I'm not going to let myself get stressed out about it, because that's going to create more undigested emotional stuff for you. So that's essentially what you're working towards. But the overall idea is you might have a long way to go to purge yourself of things that need to be digested. Working with a counselor helps with that. Forms of body work help with that. Growth processes help with that. Spiritual growth processes help with that. Meditation helps with that. But things are going to keep coming up for you. Things are going to keep coming up for you until you've processed all that backlog of stuff that you've forced away from yourself. The Presence Process by Michael Brown is a fantastic resource. So I would consider the Presence Process by Michael Brown as one of the most important things, aside from having regular counseling or working with a professional to help you get through these things. Then you'll be better suited to a meditation practice, and you'll be able to truly benefit from the insights and practices of yoga, because they're not meant to heal you in the sense of getting everything straight. That's why the Yoga Sutras start with now instruction in yoga practice, because it assumes that you've already done the inner work to be strong enough to experience a whole other level of being.